think that there will be cohesion on both sides. So Nuke is definitely a map that is leveraged so much on communication and how well you gel together.
All time to find out how well that'll be going. Of course, Kenny mentioned yesterday about how there's been a lot of easygoing things and chilling, so they've definitely been gelling together for sure. Oh, there's Demq starting things off strong. Edwards following up there as well. Demq's already doubled up in the meanwhile, and NATO's missing all of his shots and opportunities are lost. Smith's all alone.
Oh, wow.
And he is gone.
Yeah, this round was so quick. Just diving into the pistol and diving out towards that A bomb site. Demq with a 4-piece to get them on the board nice and early. This is one of those things as well. We were talking about Team Heaton and how they played all of their games back to back to back to back yesterday. And the fact that Edward are having 3 games concurrently, or sort of in sequence rather, can also work to your advantage. You know, you warm up into the games. Sometimes best of 3s are sort of best for something like that, even though they can be probably the most damaging, but play 3 maps in best of 1s, it's the same thing.
We saw that yesterday. We saw that yesterday for Team Heaton as well. They definitely got better and better as time went on. That is for sure. There goes Smooya. Moro, of course, the monster from the previous map that he was, is hopefully going to be continuing his form out. Crucial win condition for this team. If he is not activated, well, it gets a little bit more dangerous, for sure.
Yeah, not as long an early game segment or a pre-game segment as we had in previous games, but if anybody doesn't know who Kenny S is, I would shudder at the thought. But the AWPer's AWPer, the one that changed the game so damn fast, brought his source style right into CS:GO and had the devs knee-jerk react at how OP he seemed to be.
Like in my head canon, it just took Valve a while to actually watch him play, because you know Valve can sometimes have their head down in their own projects for a while and they can forget about esports sometimes.
Then they look up and they see Kenny S just running around corners super fast and like, headshotting people with the AWP. And it's like, actually, you know, that does seem a little strong. Like, he seems too strong, in fact.
Okay, that's just unreasonable. Yeah, you can't do that. And then someone shows them, wait, you think that's bad? Look at this JW clip.
Yeah, there was some really ridiculous stuff you could do with the ult when you were moving it such a high speed before.
Oh, Smooya's been heavily tagged up by Bondix to trade right back out with the spam. Demq will get NATO suffix though, and that brings things as even as can be. Smooya also low, Demq also low. It's a 4-on-4, but the problem is that Kenny's guide has very little utility.
Warren getting down towards the lower bomb side and actually clearing things out. Here's the rotate back ramp, and if the glass is broken, could be an access point for Waro to maybe get a flank in, but don't think that's going to be an option. Smooya is down in the vent, as he so frequently is. Kenny aggressive towards ramp, but cannot retreat. I didn't think so, at least. Taking a lot of damage, finally hunted down by Jackie, but that's where the flank will activate from Waro in all of the chaos. That was when he decided to break the glass, but there is a player down towards this lower site that's there quick.
Can he actually get anything done is a big question, though, because the Molotov at his feet means Smooya's HP being low already. Bomb almost denied. Smooya had the right idea. Just couldn't get the right lineup. If he'd found that kill, it becomes a completely different circumstance. Glass already broken, he knows it. But with Smith's demise, Smooya suddenly feels a little bit more lonely. This island has suddenly come up with a lot more water around it.
Yeah, he was so low HP anyway. The longer he waits, the more at risk he is as well of dying with this bomb explosion. So Smooya's going to back himself away, try and nestle himself into a corner because he didn't have any options, no kit either. No real chance. Great round overall here from Waro. Another set of solid entries. Even on the AWP, the rifle seeming to have some solid impact, especially on the T side. Yeah, CT side was where he dominated with the AWP, but we saw him perform more rifling duties, going with faster pace on T. So seeming like it's going to be a slow start to the affair here for Team Kenny in day 2.
Oh, deep nade. Good damage. Smooya might actually be able to follow up with this and find another rifle that can be easily recovered. There's no one nearby for the T's to trade, but Edward is just going to proceed forward. Smooya, not to spot him out, but as he trails right back, Edward will get information and fade away instead.
Kind of unfortunate timing there for Edward. Just a couple of shoulders offered up, but good entry to War onto ramp. This was a vulnerability in yesterday's games as well for Team Kenny. Ramp seemed to be a problem area for them. Kenny's already got himself down towards lower though, but unideal weapons means that missed shots will be losses here for the International Assembly.
Oh, Bondic. Circling around, prowling in the waters, and he is more than happy to bloody them up a little bit more, as NATO Sapphics will meet his doom.
Looking around, but not going to find anything either. Clean round. Bondic, a nice three-piece, but yeah, I wonder whether this is going to be a consistent theme, because Nini's actually did okay in ramp yesterday. You know, he's having some back and forth action, frequently got his one kill, but was often traded. But if they can get breaching entries like that, it may mean that you have to sort of reinforce the extremity positions. War is kind of just going all over the place. He's going wherever he wants.
I always like seeing these smokes cascade down one by one.
Can't do nothing to stop it if you're a CT.
Oh, Wara's moved all the way in. And this is where Smooya could end up being caught in a difficult position. Kenny's also pushing through ramp. He's actually looking for a bit more information. Smooya's backpack is spotted out, and Dora's not going to be exploring much longer.
Okay, access to Hell, Heaven as well. The Wrap is a possibility. Demq as well holding on to the deep push through lobby, and the hope of Kenny just probing around but not pushing too far. They're trying to make sure they don't get access to A.
Bondic letting his utility rain out, but the A bomb site is likely going to be compromised soon. Smiths and Nannies will make quick work of anyone trying to move in. Kenny's shaded. In the meanwhile, War is the only one left alive and has brought it back to a 1-on-2. The bomb, however, is not on his back, otherwise there could have been some real possibilities for the ace clutch. Both players on the A bomb site doubling up. Waro looked like he had the lineup, but Smiths will put a stop to things.
I don't know what War ate for breakfast today, but
I want some of it.
yeah, genuinely looking so crisp on these shots, and you know, got all the information relayed to him by a lot of his teammates kind of falling around him. They got a nice opening kill, got access to another avenue into that A site, but the forward aggression that Team Kenny went with was a massive issue for them to deal with. Good shots from Kenny on that AWP as well. Okay, timing seemed to be good. Edward took a lot of damage, but Smooya dropped nonetheless.
Smooya's been slightly manhandled on outside so far. Kenny, yes, maybe can come through again. Oh, not twice over. Sorry, buddy. Not with Kenny watching.
There's a massive gap around the red container, and an offer maybe given up to Kenny to get some information, but does reposition, and Bondic's trying to make sure that all of this is clear, but it'll take them some time to realize that that's the situation. Bondic can guarantee that nobody's going to get shot on the cross, at least, over to Secret. Once again, the priority here for Team Kenny is to make sure that lobby is clear. NATO taking a lot of damage, trying to rotate in and help his squad, but Kenny's actually the one that strikes.
Oh. Bondic has given up his position, hasn't he? I think NATO should have heard him. Not entirely sure about that one, but the flashes is being set up means that Dem2 is the one to really take up most of the information and rather try and soak up the attention, but Bondic has now made his way back over, trying to double up from the same angle. Bondic's got the first, the shot's been missed. Oh. Bomb plant right around the corner. Kenny can just deny. He was hoping that Waro could refrag if Kenny peeks out, but Kenny's just too fast over there. That's the only possibility.
I mean, that's just a crazy bold move to make anyway. I mean, you're planting right next to him. Hell, he could have even wallbanged. You know, it's that close. It's one of the few angles where you're not exposed around the corner. If you get the lineup right, it's could have been, you know, theoretically the trade. I get the scenario, but Kenny could have even just wallbanged him. So crazy effort. Time pressure certainly at play there.
Down. Good early pick for Smooya. Kenny's also put himself into a position to drop the bomb. This is looking good. He is feeling a lot more comfortable as it goes on. I like to see it.
Come on, one more.
Come on, make it a triple. Well, don't mind him getting some Smith action in there as well. NATO Suffix is going to be the one to fall for his elders. Even so, Kenny finds himself the third round.
It is quite interesting as well to have so many personalities like we have on Team Kenny. You know, NATO came from sort of a YouTube to then pro career, and Smooya as well sort of manages his own stream and such. When people saw this roster, you know, Smooya's like, oh, I'm going to carry. Oh, wait, I've been delegated to rifling. And then NATO was like, well, at least you get to play spots. You know, you have to, you have teammates with you. You know, some good banter amongst all these personalities, considering the way the team's constructed.
I'd love to hear their comments, put it that way. Nini's, of course, is just the chill guy along for the ride. They waited out those smokes to a point where they've started to fade. That's a problem. A real problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the chances in a round like this are too high for Team Edward. There's a lot of Molotov, there's still a Molotov rather that's available if they decide to pressure towards the ramp position, which I think if you're going to go with less utility and breach a bomb site, that is more ideal than any other avenue. So they'll take that path.
Oh, Kenny's over as well. This is perfect timing on this utility as well. Ninis can just try and block them off from one path at the very least. Take the one-on-ones while they're trying to isolate Kenny, whose Tech 9 will come through. Now with an AK and an AWP recovered, suddenly this becomes a little bit more dangerous. 30 seconds and Smooya, as always, will have his rotation be timely. Moving through, looking for the double peak. Smooya's good for one, but can't make it two. Bondik, however, shows him how it's done. Doubles for days.
See if Smiths can show us some dominance himself. Has had some good rounds so far on this rifle, but there's Bondik. That's a rifle taken out of the equation. The War AWP is still a consideration, but they have this crossfire, these long, deep lines of sight that are going to be difficult. War even just probing with that AWP. Trying to catch Smiths on the timing and is successful in the venture. That was a low buy round here for Team Edward, but they breached into B so quick.
And it looked like they had really just completely lost control of what they were trying to go for when the smokes actually end up running out. Even so, they go back and Nini just isn't able to get enough done to prevent them from crossing over to Kenny. And when you get both of those kills, yeah, your setup just isn't ready for that B-side hit. Flash being prepped up for Demq to push in through the smoke, and as soon as he goes, he's being spammed back. Jackie has found one on the other side of the map, and both sides seemingly compromised. Smooya has moved past this Molotov, should not be spreading towards him in the last few seconds, but Demq just wants to get aggro.
Yeah, Smiths is there to trade, but they're already thinned out and the numbers so heavy, and they're going towards this B bomb site where no one stands to defend. Kenny will get here at a decent timing.
He's going to be able to deny the bomb plant, but it is still covered off by Edward. Smiths in a 1-on-3 once again. Good for the first this time. No one probing, but Edward just pushes into him, takes the 1-on-1 outright, and he will bring them the 6th.
Yeah, another 2v1 in which Waro and Edward are there, left standing to secure it. Having a pretty successful T-side, all in all. You could see some of the team coordination as well. You know, Demq, Jackie used to be teammates once upon a time. You can see as well just the the willingness to throw these flashes and allow players to go for individual pieces. Yeah, the DemQ break into A that was so successful. Look at the lobby crunch though, so fast and overwhelming these players. Good trades by NATO on the CZ.
Maybe it's time for them to get some pistol magic going on over here. Push out from Smiths, but there's still a second to deal with. DemQ knows it. All these CTs are so low and have been unable to recover weaponry.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Even if you get these too far away. NATO might actually be able to get his hands on it, but he's one of the players that retreated down to the lower side just in case there was some sort of flank being offered up, and we'll leave these rifles unguarded to a certain extent, but I don't imagine they're going to feel comfortable just letting him escape with one of these.
See, you're saying they won't feel comfortable. I'm saying they'll just want the kills. The kind of shots they're hitting, you know they're getting bloodthirsty, that's for sure.
Mac 10.
Indeed, the rifle of choice for...
Oh my god, they might knife him.
Oh no. Edward's not being that disrespectful yet.
Yeah, so he had a great timing, but yeah, just wanted to make sure that the round is secured. Can't blame him. Like we said, money on the line, pride, all sorts. And Team Edward definitely know that they're I think one of the underdog teams, but they've been performing quite well. I'd say actually better than quite well, far beyond expectation.
Oh, DemQ's already in.
Setting up for this flash play again.
I mean, that's been very, very successful for them so far. Doesn't even need... Oh my god, doesn't even need any follow-up at all. Just the one flash is all he requires.
Disgusting.
My god, that's something to take home, guys. Take that one home and write it down. Use it every round. That's one of the big reasons
that last
why...
piece of advice, but...
You should. Eventually, someone's going to start spamming you, and then you just spam back and kill them.
Yeah, I mean, incredible set of plays, and that's the team chemistry of their current efforts. War and DemQ combining for those two entries, and it just immediately shuts Team Kenny out of this round. You know, Smith was fairly dominant in some of these A-side holds, and while NATO was certainly a piece of that action, was sometimes floating on sort of these rotate spots. Wasn't always this sort of top side anchor, but
sorry.
Yeah, all the bouncing, a little confusing. Jumping for joy.
It reminds me of when I was younger and I would try to jump up and touch like the roof or like touch like a door sill. Like, ooh, look at me! I'm so cool. I can jump up high enough to touch the door sill.
Yeah, yeah. Or like if you're in a house and you're trying to touch the ceiling, or like grab the rim on a basketball court.
Oh god, the first time I ever did that, I felt like I was a god amongst men.
Yeah, yeah, same.
Smia's even just trying to spam away, make sure there's no one here. Oh, we'll actually end up finding the kill, so DemQ to fall. He shouldn't have revealed himself that time over, but even so, they do gain full access to secret for the remaining 4 players.
Smia got here early. Already threw his smoke down as well to delay, and spamming, reloading, some info gained, that's for sure here for Team Edward, but you can see they're willing to take their time with how they approach this.
Right position for Smia to be in at this stage. Doesn't actually have the second player who would have made this perfect, so he will play a more conservative route. And as a double peek is being set up, they are going to split up, so Smia gets one for free, peeks up for the second as well. He's trying to duck out of Jackie's crosshair, but he's unable to do so. Instead, it's all down to Kenny, waiting for the door to be opened. He's not falling for this trick. He's seen everything a million times over. Waro still gets him. And it looked like he'd really evaded the worst that was to come, but instead, Waro, he will lie down patiently. Nini is the next to fall. There may be 5 uppers on the CT side, but there's only 1 that matters on the server.
Yeah, Waro is dominating. Once again, just so impactful for this AWP. You can see Smith's prioritizing getting that weapon and running away. The round is gone. a 9th here on the T side here for Team Edward, and you know, he's still getting so much impact. The crazy thing is that had Kenny, or had there been like an extra player or another player in at ramp to hold his left side, he would have been confident and actually had the upper hand, but that small moment's hesitation was what caused him to lose out in the AWP. Oh, Smith's really trying to hold on to this one desperately. Edward's a little confused about where he's even getting shot from. You know, the flash seemed to do enough. Keep him busy. But I think it's this is more than enough already here in the first half here for Team Edward. Everything else is just gravy on top.
Oh. Flashbangs out Smooya. He is waiting for anyone to push through. Might not realize there's someone right next to him already. That's Edward. But with the flashbang, his footsteps gone by unnoticed. Smooya is going to hold on to his horses as he's hoping for more aggression to come out, especially with that Molotov having been used. But Bondik checks him! What? Bondik! Absolutely reading Smooya's mind.
I can't believe this.
Try him. Just try him. God, that's the second time we've seen that.
It's the second trigger discipline play we've seen today that has just gone so catastrophically wrong. Unbelievable.
Oh no, they made noise, but NATO's been tried it immediately. Kenny's the one to tilt it back into an even situation, but a Molotov to force him forward. Nowhere to go and spam in his face. It's Smiths who's made some work happen, giving Nini's a chance on this lower bomb site to himself. And as they start moving through, a grenade pulled out. Nini's will find the first kill. Still trying to isolate out Demq's fight as well, but it's a one-on-one, and Smiths has been called to action.
Oh, very, very difficult one-on-one to play out from Demq's last known position. Could reposition top rafters, go back to the bomb site, could maybe even shuffle back to decon, but Smiths is trying to read into this.
I think he might have made the perfect play over here because he's going to be able to make his way out. Oh, he's got full information. He's got full information, but now he's made noise. Now he's made noise! Demq! He's all ears and Smiths is all blood.
Yeah, you can see he was clearing out that dark position, but wanted to be extra thorough, and those extra couple of seconds just meant that Demq had the timing to swing as well. You know, here's the thing about what Bondik did outside, is that theoretically it makes sense. You know, they've got a wall of smokes down. If you're dodging flashes, if they're going to try and flash through and counterplay, you would turn around, but I don't know if it was just spidey senses or all that experience just brimming off his head. Smiths lost out in the clutch, but very first to act here on the quick A-side play. The spam is great as well. A lot of damage being done to these players as they make their way through, but Jackie's got a triple? Man's head is on a swivel.
Dude, okay, Nini's is the last one left over here. 1-on-2 to try and pull out. He's dropped his pistol down to try and fake out the sound cues, but the problem is going to be that there is a second player trying to circle up from heaven, and now Nini's has put himself in a position where he cannot turn and drop down. If he does, then full information is going to be given up. He's aware of the heaven player, and now he can drop. With this, a one-on-one. Bondik's position known. He revealed himself earlier as well, and Nini's will give them the fourth.
Yeah, really well done there from Nini's. They spread themselves out a little too thin. You know, couldn't play off of each other in that particular instance, but working off of, I think, mismanaged communication, just losing track of him once that smoke was down, and hit every shot he needed to. It's not a quiet game, you know, when he's been pressured ramp, he's been actually entry, not finding the same success and going at least 1-for-1, but big clutch moment could certainly bring them back into at least contestable half territory.
Nini's is inching through. This could be another big moment for him. Flashbang into the peak, but he doesn't go wide enough. Jackie has been a menace.
God, the whole squad's here. 4 players eventually converged on ramp for the CT side, and Smooth is the last remainder that sits atop that throne. Rat King himself, good enough to find trades, but gonna tunnel out of this one. Doesn't seem very likely. Smee is all the way up in the heavens while Kenny is getting dropped on the lower site.
Just looking all over the place. Like, what do I do now?
Are we even convinced it's B? Because right now there hasn't been any progress. You look at where Waro is with the bomb. He's still holding lobby.
Well, DemQ should be able to scout this out over here with the flashbang and whatnot as well, especially. But Edward,
I think Smee is Gigabrain this.
oh, this could be. It could be. The flash and everything. All Smooya has to do is hold the line. But, well.
Never mind.
Well. Gigabrain, Mega Brain, no brain, doesn't matter when you get shot in the head.
Yeah, big brain means bigger head. And so, unlucky. DemQ's been sharp in hitting the headshots as well when it's come to a lot of these A-site plays. We saw some of the entries he was getting. Some of even the mid-round moments didn't feel like he was missing much of a beat. It was already bad enough, you know, when we looked at the earlier games where Waro was having a fantastic showing on that AWP, and DemQ was certainly having some of that impact, but to have him come away with that first half just shy of 20 kills, it's put Team Kenny on the back burner, that's for sure.
Oh. Okay, free bomb plant. Well, not quite so
Excuse
free.
me?
Waro's actually just come through and spammed them through the smoke. It's called a lineup, Michael. Thank you very much.
Yeah, took a gander, took a guess, and there's a head on the other side of it, so Smee is tagged down low as well from the previous gunfire, but they don't have a kit here, so it has to be very quick about how they trade things up. Smith's one kill, DemQ at least one back, but Kenny and NATO both respond with a couple themselves. Jackie, all that remains.
Looks like they have at least found their pathway back to a comeback, but obviously still going to be a long road forward. If Warren found maybe another kill over there, that could have been a very scary situation.
Good that they don't just get overwhelmed by the fact that they lose a player so quickly. Made use of that smoke. Got aggressive as well, make sure they didn't get completely boxed in. Neat little force buy. Wasn't a decision that I think Team Edward made yesterday.
Oh.
It came to losing pistol, but
Deep nade. Looks like he would have been able to line that up. Instead, Kenny swings out and gets a second. Edward is down and out.
uh-oh, step mate as well, top hut. Trying to set up for a reboost up into the rafters, but I think Nini has some information that can be relayed over.
Whether he realizes that is for the boost or not is a separate question, but Waro is gone in the meanwhile. And Native Suffix with full lower control could get a little bit investigative and find that out as well.
Hard fight. I think he dinked it.
Looks like it.
Pretty confident he did. Yeah, 99 in 1 with the deagle at distance.
Wow.
It does have damage fall off, but so rare that you get to see it.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Insane.
This guy loves Mag 7 kills.
He does. And why wouldn't he? Gives you extra money. Oh, come on, man. Just pull out the Mag 7. That's a long-range fight you want to win out. Oh, no. He's going to go and get another one. Jackie.
What?
Does he realize that NATO Suffix is 1 HP around the corner? Kenny is 140. This Mag 7 could be about to get into party mode, but can it find a few more is the question. Jackie spots out Smiths, but can't do anything about it.
Good news for NATO that the bomb doesn't go off because there's very few places on the map you can be safe with just 1 HP. Bomb radius isn't too bad, to be fair.
I'm just curious about whether if you shoot that distance with a Mag 7, you get even 1 HP damage.
I mean, at least the bullets still travel.
Yeah, but the spread is really, really wide, so...
Yeah.
Now we can be sure. Jackie's gone.
Okay, and free cross for Kenny, but they're already down on the lower site. Edward's here with a USP, and actually might have a timing.
Yeah, Nini's and Sui both able to find one apiece over here, and with this is going to be right back to gun rounds in the next, hopefully. Warren, maybe he can get a quick kill with that Nova. If he does, he'll be in a better position to be able to pull out an AWP. Instead, he'll have to settle for just the AWP and maybe, you know, smoke a nade.
I mean, gotta say, if you see Jackie getting so many shotgun kills, you have to be at least a little tempted to get some shotgun kills yourself. It's not ideal positions always with the shotguns, but does some good work with it. But this might be a faster paced round. They know that they're going to be on rifles here on the defensive end, so these Mac 10s are going to have to try and create some room for the rifles to operate.
A little bit slower this time from the T side, as they are going to be comfortably waiting for the CTs to be the ones to make the move. Edward is putting himself into a position where he can stay up on top of these diagonals should they come through, but they're very slow in actually raining out, and by the time they do, NATO's gone, and Edward spotted out a second as well.
Great flash. Keeps Jackie busy at the very least, and Waro continues to have some good form, finding a couple of kills on the outside progress. Timing seemed to be great. See some, at least hear some chatter. Like, god damn it. You gosh darn Waro. Always seem to find the right time. Team Edward peel back after what was a very successful start to the second half here for Team Kenny. Now the defensive can start to mount up and batten down the hatches.
Deep here. Oh my goodness, Edward is just completely obliterated. Smoothie is able to find the timing. Early 5-on-4 is good to have, but can they continue through and capitalize off of it? Jackie holding this close angle, as there is a gap in that smoke. Maybe even want to be there on purpose, but no, okay, that can't be on purpose. No way. Smoothie gets that one. Demq now with the bomb being dropped is getting ready to line up a double, maybe even a triple around the corner as they peek in. It's Ninis to Ferrari him out of that driveway. Waro and Bondic left in this 2-on-3, and Waro has made his way down to the lower bomb site very quickly. Can he find these players who are trying to push through? It's a 1-on-1 for him, and he's dropped the bomb in his favor. A Molotov as well should be forcing these players forward, and it buys a lot of time and a lot of space for Bondic to make his way over. But what is Waro up to? He's worried about a late player coming in. Bondic, with the time bought by the Molotov, is actually in the perfect position to deny any sort of a bomb plant. But the T-side don't realize that he's coming from behind. The AWP has been dropped, and Smits is now suddenly all alone.
Oh, timing's
doesn't
looking a little
realize
poor. Never
Will
mind.
be able to get it.
Wow. Yeah, it seemed like there was going to be a very slim timing that he could find himself into, and Smiths has actually got his hands on it. Bondic, the experienced head against another one on Smiths. I mean, this is an old school throwback, one that you may not have anticipated, but Bondic's actually not even convinced it's the A bomb site. He's still worried about B, and he doesn't know. He can't hear that difference between the beeps. It's so distinct, so small. Actually, just such a minor detail, but now he realizes, wait a second, it's above me. It's too late. Smiths has got it.
I still can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a small difference that it's hard to tell. It's also, you're almost never in a circumstance where you hear them side by side, so you can make that distinction.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Looked like Ward really made that round much more doable with that Molotov especially, but afterwards just taking the slightly riskier position where he is trying to check two angles at once. That'll never turn out too well for you. No AWP for Smoothie at the very least, so there's some saving grace for that. Can't go for the early peek. Grenade is there, but Demq's trying to use it to his own advantage. Deep nade of his own, follow up by the Molotov, and the spam on top of it. Smith is gone. Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, great util usage at the start of this round. Not very often you get a chance to just deploy such deep utility like that, but if you're going to play passive setups in lobby, then you do leave yourself a little exposed. Good timing on the smoke as well at door, so no counterplay, no counter reaction here from Team Kenny, not even setting up for outside utility. We wanted to fixate on whether or not Team Edward will get aggressive, and so you can see that there's a little bit of caution being applied as well. Because they have no presence outside, Smoothie has to check that they're not getting flanked, not being contained. Super tight angle.
Jackie will be pulling the trigger a little bit too late, and he's got himself stuck as well in the movement, not punished. As they decide to go horizontally rather than straight down under. But now Waro as well, forced back. Jackie again misses the timing. He has to start hitting some of these shots now with the bomb being dropped. Repeat gives him another. Edward is covering off his flank as well. And as the trade comes in, Bondic will be the one to find the kill at the end of the day. Team Edward up to 13. That double op setup looking tenuous, but at the end of it all, it will strike him.
Yeah, I mean, a very awkward looking sequence there from Jackie. Fumbling his movement, not pulling the trigger, falling off, and it actually ends up working out because of the fact he has teammates behind him that can help cover. Things could have gone far worse, put it that way. These CT sides, they look really robust here from Team Edward. Seen them across a number of different maps actually pull together some pretty solid setups, and you know, it doesn't seem like they're actually sort of cheating rotates very frequently to the right bomb sites.
It's also definitely quite helpful, the fact that you do have Jackie and Waro teeing off the way they are, and then DemQ on top of that all. Yeah.
And you're all speaking, you know, your mother tongue.
Hmm.
That's something we have to consider as well. We have a lot of mixed language, or I guess having to forced English to a certain degree for these international rosters. You know, you bring and assemble so many legends from all different corners. It'll certainly be that way.
And now, it's all about making sure that you don't fall right at this half-fight. This has happened in the past. Teams can fall apart around this sort of round, and they've got a good setup to try and deal with this. Bondic spots out the first few. Damage is all he deals, though, and even that, very little off it. Jackie, rotation comes right back over. He misses his first chance. Waro will be trying to make up for it, and the bomb's been dropped, but Kenny takes the time to come in from behind. Bondic traded out, and the bomb can still be planted inside that smoke. The tag damage is good with the spray, but really, it's Kenny to find the big kill. Bringing Waro down, brings it back to a 3-on-3, but DemQ's quick to trade. Kenny's even quicker. Up to 3 kills for him already. He's taken charge of this round, doing it all on his own. A Molotov onto the bomb as well. Jackie's missed yet another opportunity. He's just not able to get much done. A smoke down on top of the bomb, trying to go for the defuse. No, not yet. He's the one with the kit, remember. So Jackie falling would be massive, but the no-scope's even bigger. The full defuse from Edward, and Jackie, even in the fadeaway, will find that final kill.
Wow, I can't believe that. I mean, Kenny does so much there to get all of those kills, and even after it looked like they were going to be untradeable, you know, spam through smoke, getting these kills in from Decon, the timing is actually kind of unfortunate for them. But then when it comes to this 2-on-2, Jackie just hitting all those shots he needs to on the AWP. These have been pretty trying rounds, but Team Edward have always snuck past. Only round that Team Kenny have won was when Smiths planted A and Bondic went B.
I have to say, sometimes for these players, it feels like they've just got on a button they can press for a round, but they just go God mode. Kenny looked amazing in that round. I'm sure he doesn't win it out, but the way he's darting to and fro, trading out kills and everything, it's fantastic stuff. But now, that button is gone. You've pressed it the one time you had it, and it is 15-8 with Team Kenny S being in a poor position economically.
Yeah, these gun rounds have just not been going well here for Team Kenny. You know, they won the pistol coming into the second half, but they have been halted in that momentum. It's fully swung into Team Edward's favor, and yeah, it feels as though they have really gotten better and better through each of the games we've had the pleasure of watching today. That'd be the final nail in the coffin. They'll double up that scoreline. Look at these MAC-10s, pistols. Demq's found the first already. Bondig taking a forward angle on towards top hut, but they're not accelerating around this. There is at least a player crept past into the far vent, but they should at least anticipate this. Flash is good. NATO dropped, and Nini's, while he gets one trade, Demq's finishing things off, and Kenny, the captain, last man standing, dropped so quick. It is it's quite back and forth, at least in the opening stages of this game.